Yo, ISSA, high school boy football look this season. People, them ready, you know. Alright then, peak up, manning up. Oliver, your shield, you make we link up. We watch the Champions Cup, Ben Francis, Water Cup. Which team are win the championship this season? Yo, ISSA, wonder if a school I go finish the league and beat now. Which youth I go collect the golden boot and be the favorite for the people? Yo, Messi fans are rolling.
Yeah, inside the last 27 minutes of the SportsMax Zone now for this Wednesday, we're going to turn our attention to schoolboy football in Jamaica's ISSA Water Da Costa Cup round of 16. That continued today with 5 fixtures. Our production team journeyed to Clarendon in the middle of the country for a top-of-the-table clash between Glenmuir and Ocho Rios High. And we have those highlights.
These highlights are brought to you by KFC, It's Finger Licking Good, and Water, Land of Good and Water.
As we take a look at the full-time highlights, Headley taking the majority of the corner kicks. This one was swept inside, and Wallace with the attempt. And the block was made. There's an opportunity again from Cohen, and the follow-up over the top. It was a really good stop by Malik Martin. Jason White also had a pretty decent game. He was cut down inside the box. And the penalty was awarded to Glenmuir High in that first half. And there was Watson to convert, getting his 23rd goal of the campaign. Martin could do nothing in goal. Ocho Rios had opportunities, and Keanu Reid looks to be a handful and really a quality player for them, utilizing his strength and speed as well as skill, driving this one, and Justin Murray holding on eventually. And then this one nodded straight to the goalkeeper. Conroy nicely with the attempt there. Would have had several shots on target, and that one was off target as Lorraine Watson was looking for his second of the game. And then this effort hitting the post. Wonderful hit from Jason White. Hitting the post, came off the keeper, and then Headley with that attempt. That was just wide of the mark. In the 79th minute, more action. Cummings. White was calling for it. Again, another long-range hit that hit the back of Darren Allen, taking a big deflection and looping over Martin. Allen will be credited. That's his first goal of the season. And Glenmuir celebrating regardless of the circumstances. And then Blackwood lining up one, afforded the time and space to shoot, which he did. Bounced just in front of Malik Martin. And Blackwood with his second goal of the campaign. Yep, from long range. Always awkward for Martin, but he would be disappointed with that. 3-0, the final score.
Those highlights are brought to you by KFC, It's Finger Licking Good, and Water, Land of Good and Water.
Yeah, so Clarendon, the parish, showing itself as a real powerhouse in schoolboy football in the country. Of course, Clarendon College, the most prolific team in recent years, and there we're seeing Glenmuir looking pretty awesome and putting themselves in line for a championship title. Let's go to the coaches now post-match and hear what they had to say.
Yeah, man, there's some little errors there about, you know what I mean, and it cost us the game, but to be fair though, I mean, Glenmuir had a better game though, you know what I mean, and when we got a chance for attacking, we just wasn't decisive enough, you know?
Very controlled, much credit to our team. Much credit also to Ocho Rios High School, not allowing a lot of space. You may get through the midfield line, but they quickly collapse, and the defenders manage to protect the center of the field pretty well. But in games like this, it's good to to find different solutions to scoring. One, a penalty, yes, but also two, playing against a team that's deep like that. Sometimes you need to maybe shoot from outside of the box, and we got 2 goals like that from those situations.
Yeah, Andrew Peart there, the coach of the Glenmuir team, one of the matches played in the round of 16 of the Costa Cup football today. Glenmuir 3-0 winners over Ocherias High. Let's see what happened in some of the other matches that were played today. Monroe College 2-1 over Clarendon College, the defending champions, beaten there by Monroe team that looks to be the best team we've seen from Monroe in quite some time. Foom Tech 1-0 over Cornwall College. The Denby High Central High game is in progress. No result there yet. And McGraw, they were 1-0 winners over Manchester High. These are Wednesday's results. I think there are a couple of results from Tuesday as well. Stets by 6-1 over Alphonsus Davis High. Kemps Hill and Garvin Maceo, no goals in that fixture. And Dint Hill had a 6-1 win over Happy Grove in that fixture. We have groups 1 and 3 to update for you. Stets and Kemps Hill High join top of the table on 4 points each, both with a goal difference of 5. Garvin Maceo and Alphonsus Davis at the moment at the bottom of the Group 1 standings. Group 3. Let's see what's happening in Group 3. Yeah, Glenmuir out front with 6 points. Maximum from their 2 games. Ocherias with 3 points, and Dint Hill also with 3 points. Ocherias and Dint Hill both with a win and a loss, and Happy Grove with 2 defeats in their 2 outings so far. So Group 3 and Group 1 standings at the moment being headed there by Glenmuir in Group 3 and St. Elizabeth Technical in Group 1. But exciting football, both from Manning Cup in the Kingston and St. Andrew area, and then outside of the corporate area in these parishes, some good football being played. Glenmuir looked pretty good just now in those highlights.
Yeah, they would feel very happy, very comfortable, because one, they're sitting at the top of the table on 6 points, lands 3 goals, ability to keep clean sheets. I think it will help their confidence as they continue throughout the competition. So right now, Glenmuir will feel very, very happy, as opposed to some of the other teams. For example, Ocherias. I was shocked to hear the coach saying that, you know, Glenmuir was the better of the 2 teams today. I always wonder, like, when a coach loses a match and they say that, I get it. Yes, it's protocol. They were better. The results speak for themselves. But still, you know, getting 3 against a team like that.
I think that was just honesty coming out from him, because Peterkin recognized that while his Ocherias team isn't a bad team because they did well enough to get to the round of 16, there was a stark difference in quality from what we saw from Glenmuir. So I think it was just the honest statement to make that they were up against a top team, and that is what was reflected in his post-match comments. I want to talk quickly about Monroe College defeating Clarendon College. Clarendon losing some of their players from last year, of course, so they're probably in a rebuilding phase. But Monroe were many decades ago a real powerhouse in the Costa Cup football in Monroe College. But this year they have been putting up some very strong results. I gather that what we are seeing from Monroe this year is the culmination of a program implemented a few years ago with their under-13s and under-15s. So they are now reaping the benefits of putting a program in place and getting a squad up this year that is challenging some of the big names.
Yeah, and I think that would be extremely rewarding and feel very rewarding for them, because you speak about a program that started years before, now bearing fruit. And, you know, things like that, Lance, is always such a good feeling. But now Clarendon will be feeling the opposite, because you're defending champions. People are expecting you to, you know, come out all guns blazing. So, you know, contrasting situations when it comes to both teams. But I want to keep a close eye on Monroe College and just see how they end up at the end of the competition. Okay, so 1-0 for Central, results coming in there.
Over Denby, that was the result that we hadn't seen. So Central defeating Denby by 1-0. Yeah, so all right, let's look at what happened yesterday in the Kingston and St. Andrew Manning Cup competition, or the urban area competition. Campion College beaten 1-0 by Craig Butler's Mona High. St. George's College had a 1-0 victory over St. Jago High. Jamaica College 5-0 better than Charles Smith High. St. Catherine High put the brakes on Calabar 3-1. Calabar, of course, coming from their 3-3 draw with Jamaica College over the weekend. Eltham High were 3-0 better than George Davis's school. Jonathan Grant High. Tivoli Gardens beaten 2-0 by Excelsior. Kingston College, we had these results yesterday. 3-1 over Wilmer's boys. And Hydel 1-0 over St. Andrew Technical High School. Those are results in the Manning Cup. In Zone A of the Manning Cup, Mona High, maximum 6 points from their, well, they have 6 points from 2 games. It's actually 2 games that they've got. Campion and St. George's College also chasing with 3 points each. St. Jago bottom of the table without the point. That's Zone A. Zone B has Excelsior High. They have confirmed their qualification for the semis. Maximum 6 points from their 2 games. Excelsior, Tivoli, Eltham, and Jonathan Grant are battling Excelsior through to the quarterfinals. Yeah, quarterfinal spot as well confirmed for Kingston College with their 3-1 victory over Wolmer's, giving them maximum 6 points and a goal difference of 7. Hydel in second spot at the moment. Stats and Wolmer's boys bottom of the table in Zone C. St. Catherine High have also confirmed their quarterfinal spot with maximum 6 points from their 2 games. Jamaica College, with a win and a drawn result, are second in the table at the moment. Calabar in third and Charles Smith High bottom of the table without a point so far in Zone D. Yeah, so quarterfinal spots confirmed for the likes of St. Catherine High, Kingston College, Mona. Yeah. Looking solid going into the quarterfinals. Very, very competitive, these competitions. I know that the Mona fans, which we list you among them, Ramarak, are confident that they'll repeat as champions. But I heard Craig Butler here last week when he was on with Casey and one of his players, Sean Layton, yeah. And he was showing a lot of respect for teams like St. Catherine High and so on. So I think while Mona may be considered by many to be favourites to repeat as champions, this is a pretty open tournament, and there are other teams that are playing well. Kingston College offensively look really, really impressive.
Yeah, I think it's a pretty open tournament, and you know, I had the opportunity to interview Casey one-on-one and Kyle Butler on In Case You Missed It, and they're pretty confident. They're speaking about, you know, youngsters that have been firing yet to fire. They think that they will be able to defend this title, but based on what I've seen from my own looking at the matches and everything, I think it's pretty open, Lance, and it's going to come down to the wire.
Yeah, you know what? I kind of like the fact that while Jamaica College over the past decade has been a powerhouse in Manning Cup football, they are being challenged very, very strongly now by several other teams. And while you don't want to write them off because they have such an outstanding program there, and their coach Davian Ferguson obviously knows what he's doing in preparing his teams, but things are not the same for Jamaica College these days, and they're having to work a lot harder.
Yeah, things are very different. And you know, Lance, with different years, different players coming through different competitions, things like that are normal to happen. But as you said, we're going to keep a keen eye. We think this is the schoolboy football season is very, very open. Are there going to be any surprises? You're going to have to keep it locked to SportsMax, watch all the matches, and let's see what we're talking about at the end of the season. We're going to take a quick break and come back with our interactive segment.
People, I'm ready, you know. Alright then, pick up, Manning Cup. Oliver, your shield, you make we link up. We watch the Champions Cup, Ben Francis, Water Cup. Which team are win the championship this season? Yo, ISSA. One diver school, I go finish the league and beat now. Which youth, I go collect the golden boot and be the favorite for the people. Messi fans are roll out all about the flag pan vehicle. Looking at the crowd, bus load the supporters from school and community too. People nothing at distance, some a listen pan radio, some a watch it party.